Well, hello everyone and welcome. This is our Meet the Team Hangout. We are coming to you live from, well, all over the world actually. We've got Mexico and Australia and the United States and Alberta, Canada involved, but we're going to talk to a bunch of people that are going to be at the ERLC EdTechTeam Summit next month. So March 20th, 21st is the place that you are going to want to be because these lovely people are going to be there with you. So what we're going to do tonight, all I wanted to do is take a quick moment to get to know some of these presenters that are going to be there, get a bit of background on who they are, but more importantly, have them share a tip, a trick, a tool, a something that they're excited about sharing more with you at the summit. So we are going to get started right away. And why don't we, oh, Donnie Piercy just jumped in. Do we put Donnie on the spot right now? Not really knowing.
I think it's only fair, really.
Nah, we'll let Donnie. Let Donnie get a little more comfortable. He looks pretty comfortable already. But let's just start. Why don't we start with? Let's go, Lisa. Do you want to jump in and tell us who you are, Lisa, and tell us a bit more about what you're excited about?
So my name is Lisa Thuman. I am a former classroom teacher from New Jersey, United States. Very excited to be coming back to Canada. Haven't been there in a little while. One of the sessions that I'm going to be doing at the event is on Gmail productivity. It's called Filter Failure Taming Your Inbox. And here's one of the tools I'm going to show. I'm going to do a screen share. And just let me know if you can see my screen.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to go to a site called Unroll.me. So UNROLL.me. And what Unroll.me does is helps you clean up your inbox. So I'm going to click Get Started Now. And I'm going to sign in with my Google account. So it makes it super easy. It's got access to my inbox. And what it's going to do is troll my inbox for anything that I have a subscription to. And you all experience this all the time, just like I do, that I get subscribed to things that I never asked to be subscribed to. So for all of those things, I can go ahead and, like, in what language, I never subscribed to this one under the I section. So I'm going to say unsubscribe, and Unroll.me will do it for me. I can also decide maybe I don't want these emails every day. So I'm going to click them to a roll-up and get one daily digest. So I'm going to say add to roll-up, add to roll-up. And, well, I definitely want to be subscribed to edtechteam.com, so I'm going to keep that one in the inbox. You'll see here, I didn't do that purposely, by the way. Timing is everything. Okay, so you'll see here that I have 3 on my roll-up. So now I'll get a daily digest versus 3 individual emails. And I can also see specifically these are the 38 new things that I'm getting emails from. So Unroll.me is pretty darn cool and is going to help you really tame your inbox.
That actually is pretty cool, but I've just been reading an article for the last 30 minutes about how to not get people to unsubscribe from our newsletters.
Oh, that's sure. You know,
let's not show people how to do that.
But here's the big pet peeve of mine, and I bet you all agree with me, that I get an email from someone that I never subscribed to, which they're technically not supposed to do without your permission, and then I click the unsubscribe button, and it takes me to a new web page. And on that new web page, they ask me for my email address. Why are you asking me for my email address? You're the one that emailed me. So I really feel like it's just a big conspiracy. And I use Unroll.me now, maybe once every other week, to unsubscribe to all those nasty things that I don't want.
Hey, Lise, can I piggyback a quick one on the back of that? Pro tip is you can use the plus technique in a Gmail email address. So you put your regular email plus, and then you just make up a word, and it generates kind of a fake email address. So what I often do is sign up to newsletters and things using a fake email address. And if I find they get really spammy, I redirect that email address with a filter back to their sales department.
Yeah, so I use a Hotmail address to do that.
All
So
right.
circa 1995.
Okay, so we've met two of our team members. We've met Lisa and Chris. We're going to talk to Chris next, but before we do, I think one thing that you're noticing is we've got some pretty great things to share. If you noticed, I think probably all of us on the panel had not heard of Roll Me and are super excited to look at it, but not unsubscribe to our stuff, of course, but just that it spurs even more tips and tricks. So let's continue on. Chris Betcher, do you want to tell us who you are and what you want to share?
Sure, yeah. So my name is Chris Betcher. I live in Sydney, Australia. I'm the Director of Professional Learning for Australia and New Zealand for EdTechTeam. And I want to share a little tip with you here about something that's brand new and pretty exciting. Let me just share my application window, which is that one.
By brand new, are you going to tell us like how brand new, Chris?
Yeah, how brand new? Well, it went live for me about an hour ago.
Oh, nice.
So that brand new.
Nice.
Yeah, so one of the things I prior to sort of really immersing in the Google world, I used to use Keynote a lot on my Mac for doing slide presentations, and I really like Keynote. It's nice, but kind of I'm moving to the cloud. Like everything's going to the cloud. I live on a Chromebook, so things that don't run in the cloud aren't that interesting to me anymore. But one of the things that I really still need Keynote for is when I'm doing a keynote or something or a presentation and I want video in that, it's still a better video experience to be using Keynote. One of the things that Slides is moving towards is the ability, you've always been able to go to the insert menu up here, go down to video and pop in, sorry, that's the wrong page, go here and insert a YouTube video, which is pretty neat because, there's tons of stuff on YouTube and you can just put the link in there and now you've got that video showing in your slide deck. But if you're presenting in front of a big crowd, sometimes that's awkward because, maybe YouTube's offline or, sorry, your connection to YouTube might not be stable. YouTube never goes offline. So anyway, so it's better if you can have things a little bit more local. We're not there yet, but we took a big step forward this morning by now also being able to have videos loaded from Google Drive. So you don't have to rely on YouTube. Now, you still have the problem that you need a connection, but I've heard some rumors inside the Google that they're moving to a world where maybe you won't need that, and this seems like a really logical first step. So you can just go in here from this insert video page. Instead of choosing YouTube, you go to Google Drive, and it looks into your Drive and only shows you videos that sit in Drive. Here's a lovely one of Emily on our team doing a keynote last year in Buffalo. And you can see that it's just pulling it in there from the Drive, and there you go. And so that now is there, but it's coming from your Drive. Just be aware that if you do that, you also have to make sure the sharing settings on that video are also set to be publicly accessible or whoever you want to be able to access them. But I think that's a wonderful feature because it gives you a lot more control over the actual who can see the video and what they can do with it, you can embed things into slides that you might not necessarily want to be putting on YouTube. So there you go. That is my little bit. Back to you, Michelle.
Awesome. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, super excited about that. I just heard about it last night, especially for student projects. If we've got our students with their tablets, their iPads, creating these videos, putting them in their Google Drive, boom, up in slides. I love it. Excited to see where it goes. So, hey, joining us as well, I noticed we're going to go next over to James Sanders. Super excited to have James coming up to Edmonton next month. And James, you want to tell us a little bit about you and what you're bringing to Canada?
Hey everyone, James here. Super excited to be joining this stellar group of educators coming up north. I'm one of the team members on the Breakout EDU project, and I'm excited to share a little bit more about that when I come up. And it's especially awesome because Edmonton is kind of the epicenter for where the idea for Breakout EDU was born. I identify as a recovering middle school teacher, and yeah, just super stoked to see you all up there.
Hey, James, can you tell us a little bit about, we are running a pre-summit, so that typically with our summits, we offer full day workshops the day before, so this will be Sunday the 19th, but you are running a full day Breakout EDU workshop. Tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah, so for those who aren't familiar, Breakout EDU is an immersive learning games platform. It's inspired by these things called escape rooms. If you don't know what they are, it's places where people pay money to get locked into a room and you have to figure out how to get out. And it seems bizarre, but it's an incredibly immersive form of problem solving and super engaging. And we were thinking, how can we bring this type of learning from an entertainment aspect into a learning aspect into the classroom? We learned pretty quickly that it's illegal to lock kids in classrooms, so we didn't do that. However, rather than a locked room, we have a locked box, and students solve a series of academically aligned puzzles in order to open the box. And so during the one-day workshop, attendees are going to be playing a game themselves to figure out what this is all about, as well as spending the rest of the day designing games to fit the academic needs of the students in their classroom. So it should be a totally awesome day. Super excited to get up there.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, James. And in addition to the workshop, there is an option to go to Breakout, the actual escape room, which is across the street from the location for the pre-summit. So that's an option too, to actually go to an escape room after you design kits for your class. So
Awesome.
excited about that. You know, where should we go next? I guess before I go too much further, I didn't introduce myself. So my name is Michelle Armstrong. I'm the director of EdTechTeam Canada. I'm based out of Calgary. And so going up to Edmonton for me is a thrill to be able to bring my passion and what we do into our home province. So we'll be up there next month. Those of you that have joined us, you'll notice that there is a Q&A, and feel free to pop in any questions that you might have, and we'll ask the team here to help answer those questions. I'll also throw in some links. I'll give you a link to that breakout workshop. So check the Q&A for that. Who do we go to next? You know what? Let's talk to another couple Alberta folks. We've got Kylie and Nathan joining us. Guys, tell us about you.
Hi, my name is Nathan McEntee, and I'm a learning coach for Wolf Creek Public Schools. So I work with teachers in my division with regards to tech integration, assessment instruction, and literacy. And I've got a couple things I'm going to share today. Number one is I'm bringing the Ignite Your Appetite back to the summit this year. So Ignite Your Appetite is over the lunch hour, where we will have a variety of speakers doing an Ignite style session where there's 20 slides, 15 seconds a slide. And you just tell a story. And this year's theme is I used to blank, but now I blank, a story of transformation. So we'll see who we get and what happens there, because it's always a good time. The other thing that I'm going to show you, once I share my screen here, is I decided to, instead of just tell you what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you. So you might want to turn your music down. I hope I didn't blow your eardrums out, but that's my story.
Nice. Okay. And then besides telling us all about Tour Builder, which is awesome, you have to tell us, how did you create the video?
I used a combination of Google Images and WeVideo.
Nice. So WeVideo, another cloud-based video creation tool, collaborative. I'm sure Kylie helped you with that. Like, you wouldn't have.
No, that was all me.
I'm meaning that you collaborated on it already.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yes, we collaborated.
There's very little collaboration, and then Nathan trumped me and said, "Kylie, you may not make a video for your presentation now." So, speaking about that, I'm really excited. As a self-proclaimed video guy, I'm going to do a lot of video and YouTube stuff at the summit. So I went a little old school and I made a little bit of some slide cards. So I pulled out my my Ron Burgundy out and I threw a question mark on here. So I don't really know what the slide says, but it's like, I think it's do you tube or it's do you tube? I don't know, but so that's where we're going to go with. But I don't know if you know, but 30 million people went on YouTube today, which is about the population of Canada or California, which is a lot of people. And they streamed about 5 billion videos. So in the last minute that Nathan and I wasted of your time, there's 300 hours of video updated to YouTube. So it's this thing that's growing. I'm sure if you're here watching us, you're probably familiar with YouTube, but your students definitely are. So if you don't know what they're doing on YouTube, they're either streaming music, watching people play video games. And as a kid from like the 80s and 90s, I don't understand that, but that's okay. And there's a lot of makeup tips on there. So I really, really want to work with you and kind of help you get this into your classroom. And how can we get YouTube a little bit more efficient in your classroom? And like, how do we sift through all the garbage that's on there? So, you know, I want to go over some tools that we can use together. There's some great ones to help streamline this for you. Or even, I usually get you uploading a video. If you've never uploaded a video, or if you're a little scared to, we'll do a quick little 7-second video and it will upload it. It's super easy. We'll even talk about how your kids can get on there and start doing some stuff as well. And I'm excited to be in Alberta because I'm from Alberta. I live in Red Deer. I grew up in northern Alberta. So I'm a little bit familiar with the copyrights, but especially with the copyrights in Alberta. So we can definitely have those conversations as well, which is really, really, really important. And YouTube Live, if you're not streaming for yourself or your self-practice or for your students, definitely give it a shot. It's this. And if you want to check it out, I mean, you're doing one right now, but we're going to do a keynote tomorrow. A little self-promotion, but one of the EdTech teams, Davis Carlson, is doing a keynote for a student conference, 100% student conference. We'll be tweeting it out. Check out Youth Tech Nation on Twitter and give it a shot about 8 o'clock tomorrow or 9 o'clock tomorrow, Alberta time. But thanks. I look forward to seeing you guys at ERLC. Thanks, Michelle.
Yeah, so fantastic. Thank you, guys. And yes, great plug for Youth Tech Nation. Davis Carlson, grade 11 student, am I right, Kylie? Keynoting this amazing student event that's put on by Wolf Creek School Division. So excited to have their expertise from Wolf Creek coming up to ERLC in Edmonton next month. So thank you guys for that.
It's the world's youngest Google certified trainer too. Am I wrong in that?
It is quite possible that Davis may be one of the youngest certified trainers. He did just receive his certified trainer status. In fact, you know, we may even see Davis up at the Edmonton Summit as well. So yeah, keep an eye out for that guy. Yes, he's doing great things. So hey, Donnie, seeing as we got you on camera now, why don't you tell us a little bit about you and share something with us?
Sure. My Wi-Fi is a little wonky tonight, so we'll see how this goes. But hello, everyone. My name is Donnie Piercy. I am a 5th grade teacher and district technology integration specialist for Eminence Schools in Eminence, Kentucky, south of you all up there. I'm going to be doing a few sessions up there where you guys are at, up in Edmonton. So several of them have to do with the Google Geo tools, like Google Maps, Earth, My Maps, etc. And I saw that you guys shared a little bit on Street View and also the Tour Builder app, which is an amazing way to have your students kind of tell stories. Google Maps. So I'm going to add on a little bit to that. Give me a second here while I share my screen. You guys see my screen all right?
We do.
Yep.
Perfect. So one of the things that I like to talk about is how, you know, like there's Google Maps is a great tool for consumption. Students can go and look at places, they can tour places, they can, you know, maybe you're taking a field trip somewhere and you want to preview that place for your students. Great for that. But one of the things that it's often lacking is the idea of creation, right? You know, we always want our students to be making stuff. And a great tool that I even saw mentioned in the video that you guys put up is this tool called Google Street View. It's a free app for Android and also for iOS. And it allows, I mean, any Google Maps Street View 360 photosphere, you know, those cool things where you can go in and view 360 images from anywhere around the world. It lets you view all of them on there. And one of the neat features that it has is it actually lets you, using your own camera or a 360 camera if you have one, it actually allows you or your students to add their own images to Google Maps. I'll be showing how to do that. And what's really great about the Google Street View app is once you add it to Google Maps, if you tag it with a location, let me hop over here for a second. For example, like I was at the Toronto Pearson Airport about a year or two ago. I'm trying to remember the exact date. But as I was walking off the plane, I snapped a 360 photo using the Google Street View app. And so it's really cool. Now, if I go down to the bottom right-hand corner here, I get this little carousel down there. And this image right here, let me click on that guy. This is actually a 360 photo that I took as I was stepping off the plane. So if you look down, there's me. There's my bald spot right there, which is sticking out a little bit. But it's kind of a great way. You know, one, this is just kind of cool to be able to kind of tell your community story or tell your story a little bit. But this is a tool that your students can use as well. Because what's great, let me hop over here. We're in the process right now as a school district. We have actually a Google account created for a group of our students, and we have a club that they go out and kind of photograph the community. They are basically telling the story of Eminence, my district that I teach in, kind of story, through 360 photography. Now, this one's mine because I'm logged into my Google account right now. But all of the photos and stuff that you add, you can actually get like a little preview of it down there. It's pretty cool. It keeps track of how many times people have viewed your images and things like that. And it's a really unique way to tell, to keep track, one, of where you've been, but it's also a cool way to kind of add to the community, right? It's great, cool, pretty cool. And students think it's neat because, well, it's kind of cool for them to go on and be able to show where they've been. And done.
Awesome. Oh, that's fantastic, Donnie. And that's perfect segue. I just happened to pull out my Google Cardboard. So those of you that aren't familiar with Google Cardboard, so what Donnie was talking about, the 360 images of maps or the Museum of Modern Art, there are so many 360 images that we can view. We put them on our phone inside our Google Cardboard, and then we have our own VR viewers where we can really immerse ourselves in those images. We will be demoing Google Cardboard at the ERLC Summit, of course, and you guys may even get your hands on that as one of the swag items. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Hey Donnie, are you on a mission to travel the United States and do 360 videos of all the Chick-fil-A places? Because I noticed there was a lot of them on your map.
You don't know me, Betsy. You leave me to my devices. I'll be alone. Leave me alone.
All right, and then we've also got Brian Ham here. Brian is joining us from Mexico. He'll tell us a little bit more about himself and what he's bringing us at the summit.
Yeah, hello everybody. I'm coming from Monterrey, Mexico, and even though it is 33 degrees here and sunny, and we just put in our gardens and got in the pool for the first time on the weekend, I am happy to be coming home because Edmonton is my hometown. I am a former teacher at Ross Shepherd High School and at Amiskouchi Academy in Edmonton City Center, where I had some great years. After that, I departed for Turkey, Korea, and then now raised my family in Mexico. And so I'm excited to come home and learn more from the amazing educators back home, because I know we breed some great educators in Alberta, and it has a special place in my heart. I'm going to be talking a lot about how we can use design to really encourage student-led, student-centered learning through going beyond content. Okay, so going beyond just content, that kind of drives learning, and looking at, you can use standards, but really letting students lead that learning through a design process. Going beyond just in case feedback, so focusing on users and the experience to really guide them through a process that's really everywhere in the world. And going beyond just projects, okay? And I use projects in the term that projects that don't have an impact in your communities. So we've really been experimenting and have been experimenting since I've left Edmonton with community-based learning and really using the design process to have an impact. So I'm really looking forward to share that. So a power tool, I guess, trick I have for you to manage that is a little app that I've fallen in love with called Google Keep. So I found that we have a lot of projects with staff, with teachers, just, students, so on and so forth, a big community. We teach at a school, well, I teach at a school, sorry, with 2,400 students, and to manage the amount of projects is a lot to do. So Google Keep is a great way to kind of manage that and share out tasks. So I think you'll be able to see my screen here. So, and you can use it on your mobile device. This says on iOS as well as smartphones, as well as what's great is a Chrome extension. So really to create a note, you can create a note to yourself, or you can create a task list if you choose. If you go here, you can create, for example, checkboxes. So you could be working on a project with the students. So for example, at our school, we're working on the Wisteka project. And part of this project may be with waste removal, okay? Okay. Now this, we may have a variety of tasks we have to do. We have task 1, task, 2, whatever it is, 3, so on and so forth, right? Now that's easy to do, and that's kind of like the tasks that used to be in your Google Calendar. But what's really great about Keep is that you can add a reminder to your calendar by clicking here. You can also share to groups in your school. So if I share to say, I want to make sure Corey knows what I'm doing, I want to make sure Deanna knows what I'm doing, and I want to show what Doug is doing. Okay, so now I can make that a collaborative list of these tasks. Okay, I can add images, I can add a color palette to make it pop, so on and so forth. Now what's really great is when this gets long, you can actually add it to a Google Doc. So if some of these lists you see I have down here, if they start to get too kind of cumbersome, I can throw it to a Google Doc. And what's really amazing is I can now take anything I find on the web. So here's a My Map of where products come from. So maybe we do, and I was going to show a Google My Maps, which is like a collaborative Google Maps, but the other guys blew me out of the water with that. But I can click a Google Keep extension here, and I can add that to any of my existing lists. Okay, so I can take a note, or I should be able to add to an existing list by opening it there. So that's my kind of slam for that. My wife likes to use this for grocery shopping. So she adds a Google Keep and then adds items, and then if she wants to throw me something that I should get on the grocery store, instead of sending me a text, she'll just add it directly to my list. So she makes sure that I don't lose that there. So that's my slam. I'm going to stop sharing right now. And again, I look forward to coming back to Edmonton, Alberta. It's going to be nice to be home. Hopefully we have some nice weather, but if not, I'm happy to be in the snow as well.
Oh, nice. Awesome. Thanks, Brian. A couple of other things about Keep. Well, I didn't actually know the Add to Keep extension. That was new for me. So thank you for teaching me that. But I love in Google Keep that you can take an image and extract the text. So if you take an image that has words on it, you can extract that text from there. One of my favorite
I didn't know that.
Oh, what?
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Oh, and I tried it in, we were in Iceland, and so it extracted Icelandic with all of the accents. So try it for Mexican.
Wow.
Yeah. And Keep also has collaborative handwriting. So it's almost like a collaborative whiteboard.
Well, yeah, I'm excited to see how if that jams with the Jamboard.
Yes.
Like a lot of that technology that they're talking about releasing, that's going to be really exciting.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
Well, there you have it. We've spoken to everyone on the team, and a couple of things I think that you've hopefully recognized is that we are passionate about what we do. We love what we do. We just want to share. There's some camaraderie here and some joking and fun, so we like to have fun along the way. Before we say adieu to everybody, is there anything from the panel you guys want to share?
Yeah, I would like to just say I've met everyone maybe once or twice here, but Donnie Piercy has maybe changed my life. He doesn't know this, but in his keynote, he gave me maybe the best advice I've ever done, and it's how to make your wife a birthday cake. So I just wanted to say it was over a year ago now, and it's been a full year, so I've definitely stolen your idea and used it. So I want to say thank you. You can share what your idea is, but.
That's great. Thank you.
Donnie changed my life too. When we were in Texas, Donnie made me order a steak that had been deep fried. My arteries, thank you, Donnie.
I think kind of taking on that theme, the group that we have assembled here is pretty spectacular. You guys are in for an awesome treat up there. I can speak for everyone but Donnie. These guys are amazing, and you're gonna just have your minds blown in session. So looking forward to seeing you guys in Edmonton and having some fun.
And also to note, this is just a small cross section. We have 5 more of our team that weren't able to make it to the Hangout tonight. So you've got 5 more awesome presenters in addition to this great crew going to be joining us next month. So we can't wait to see you there. Thank you guys all for being here. Take care.
Do I still win the prize for who came the furthest?
Thank you, y'all.